Hi, this is Ray. No, I don't think that In the Meantime is somebody I remember from somewhere. But I think that Weezer could be like from my school, where I ran track at school. And so that we're really talking about dress, you know. And so it doesn't really matter that much, like if we're talking about like In the Meantime. And what else was there? There's this thing about the parallelogram. It's just, that it's like there's like in Los Angeles, there's like two dangerous intersections. One's over by the Beverly Center, and one's over here on like where I'm at right now. And it's like the intersection is like really dangerous because it's a parallelogram. It's like a really big intersection. So this is where the homeless people are out here. Like, but this is not like any kind of a finish line. We're just not supposed to be. We just don't. I mean, what? It doesn't make any sense from here. Let's say you travel, you go to church, but you're not dressed up in your church clothes. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Or you go to the beach, and then you're stereotyping somebody out by the beach, some type of a person who goes out to the beach with some really messed up feet, for instance, and then he's walking up and down the beach with these messed up feet, like out by the beach. Which in Los Angeles, that might be a stereotype that you would need to consider. And so I think that that what we need to do is really dress. That's it. I think that's what it means for us, like getting busted. That that I'm out here on the streets, and like someone asks me for something sometimes, and does that have any effect on like the type of person who I am? The answer to that question is yes. It has some kind of a bearing on me, like who I am. If somebody needs something from me, I'm a homeless person. Does anybody ever need anything from me? Yes. Does it ever have any kind of a bearing on me, or like what's going on with me or my situation? Yes. you know so I don't know what kind of a so so I just don't see what's I mean, that's just brilliant, to talk about dress, because we've got this humanitarian issue. And so it's almost like, okay, so that's not what we're doing, you know or is that what we're doing, or in what way would you be doing that, because it's right there like with the gospels. And so I don't know if I'm speaking to the right people or the wrong people, or but I would not say that it was this. In the meantime, I would say it was possible that Weezer is talking to me about the All Apologies song, in which case okay, so we made a little bit of progress, and so we made, progress on that issue or whatever. And just that my grandmother, I went back to my grandmother's house, and I had like my shoes on, like she told me to go to she sent me over to the school to take a GED test, and I took the GED test and I passed, and so it's just that. It's just that. And that I guess, because it looks like I'm up against this conflict or something like that. And I mean, the only thing that I could really say would be that that people are not pretending that there is religion. You know what I mean? Because for everything to be true, like, everything to balance, like, according to, like, everything to balance, like, according to, what do you call it? It's like, the prosecution, for everything to balance, like with the prosecution, that's That is to say, like that that religion could be talked about. That you could talk about religion. You know what I mean? And the way that I would talk about religion, that would actually be to say that we don't have our church clothes right now. You know what I mean? And so why are we out at the parallelogram like without any church clothes? But the approach to that whole thing would be the dress. And so what would that mean? Like everybody would have their church clothes, and then we would not be dealing with that kind of a situation like from a religious conversation. Yeah, and so the church clothes, and just that it's pride comes before the fall. For instance, pride comes before the fall. Like here's religion, and you're talking to this guy. It's a homeless person, and he doesn't have enough money for his church clothes. So he's not going to church because he doesn't have enough money for his church clothes, and he's stuck out at the supermarket. And okay, so you think, and that the issue is that your responsibility is to think. You know what I mean? Your responsibility is to think. My first thing that I'm going to say to a homeless person, and I'm going to say this because I am somebody, not because I don't know anything about homeless people. I go up to this homeless guy. I'm walking up to this homeless guy. There's another homeless guy. I say, listen, man, I got to tell you one thing. And the first thing you need to understand is just remember, this is not your fault. You know what I mean? This is not your fault that you're a homeless person out here on the streets. And therefore, I would have to prove that that this guy's banking, wasn't keeping up with him, to give us interest and therefore bloom and grow like the economy. Therefore, this person, doesn't have the credit to do this, and this person doesn't have the credit to help society or bloom and grow with society, etc., etc. But pride comes before the fall, way before the fall, And if people are not going to make you listen, or people are not going to make them listen, then pride is going to come before the fall. Is that what you're talking about?